Let me tell you something that could change your life forever. Success is not one big thing. It's not a lottery ticket. It's not a once-in-a-lifetime breakthrough. It's a few simple disciplines, practiced every single day. Now I know that doesn't sound exciting. It doesn't come with fireworks or applause. But that's the truth. And if you ignore it, your dreams won't die overnight. They'll fade, quietly, while you're distracted, while you're waiting, while you're wishing. See, here's the real danger. Failure is just as subtle. It's a few errors in judgment, repeated, day after day. Skipping the gym, skipping the book, spending instead of saving. And suddenly, you wake up a year from now and wonder what happened. Let me ask you a question. Are you doing the small things that move you closer to your goals, or the small things that are slowly pulling you away? Because here's the law. Every disciplined effort has a multiple reward. You just have to stay with it long enough to collect. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a foundation that doesn't crack. Not with motivation, but with habits. Not with inspiration, but with discipline. Because once you master the small things, the big things take care of themselves. So don't just sit back and listen. Lean in, take notes, take responsibility. Because the life you want is just a few simple disciplines away, and it starts today. The discipline of daily thinking. Let me start by saying something that may surprise you. You don't get what you want. You get what you think about most of the time. That's right. Your thoughts are the architects of your life. And every day, whether you realize it or not, you're building brick by brick, belief by belief, idea by idea. And that's why the discipline of daily thinking is non-negotiable. See, most people treat thinking like a background activity, like breathing. It just happens. But here's the problem with that. If you don't deliberately direct your thoughts, your mind will drift, and drift is dangerous, because it never takes you anywhere worth going. Now, I used to believe that action was everything, but the longer I lived, the more I realized action without thinking is chaos. It's like being busy, but going in circles. Motion, but no meaning. And so the first discipline, the foundation of success, is the discipline of thinking on purpose. Let me ask you, how much time do you actually spend just thinking, not reacting, not scrolling, not problem solving in a panic? I mean intentional reflection, quiet, focused, strategic. If you're like most people, the answer is not much. But listen, 5 minutes of good thinking can be more valuable than 5 hours of frantic doing. Because one good idea, one clear thought, one shift in perspective can change everything. Here's the good news. You can train your mind like you train a muscle. But just like your body, if you don't use it intentionally, it gets flabby, lazy, distracted, emotional. So if you want to live a powerful life, you must first learn to think powerful thoughts. Start simple. Every morning before the world pulls at your time, take 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes. Sit down with a notebook or in silence and ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like 5 years from now? What's one thing I could do today that would move me forward? What negative thought do I need to stop entertaining? What belief am I carrying that no longer serves me? Now, don't expect perfect answers right away. Thinking is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. But the more you ask, the more your mind delivers. Your mind is like a factory. If you ask for junk, it'll give you junk. If you ask for solutions, insights, clarity, it will go to work and bring it back. Here's something I learned early in my career. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Don't let just anything in. People are careless with their thinking. They watch the news like it's truth. They absorb complaints like they're wisdom. They treat every opinion like it deserves a seat in their mental boardroom. No, be selective. Be intentional. Your mind is prime real estate. Don't lease it to nonsense. And one more thing, don't just think positive. Think constructive. Because optimism without direction is fantasy. You don't need wishful thinking. You need useful thinking. Ask yourself, every day, what's the best use of my thoughts today? Then build from there. Because listen, you can't build a better life without first building a better mind. And you build a better mind through disciplined, deliberate, daily thinking. Not once a month. Not when you're in crisis. Every day. So here's your assignment. Spend 10 quiet minutes tomorrow morning thinking on paper. Ask good questions. Catch the lies you're telling yourself and replace them with truth. And above all, remember, if you don't run your mind, someone else will think about that. The discipline of setting clear goals. Let me give you a truth that can shift your entire future. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. And if your goals are vague, your results will be vague. No clarity, no progress. That's why the discipline of setting clear goals is one of the first and most powerful success habits you'll ever learn. Not someday, not next year. Right now, see, most people don't have goals, they have wishes. They say things like, I want to be successful, I want to be healthy, I want to be rich. But that's not a goal, that's a hope. And hope is not a strategy. Goals are specific, goals are written, goals are measurable. And here's the magic. When you get clear on what you want, life begins to organize itself around that clarity. But you've got to define it. Because if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. So let me walk you through it. First, decide exactly what you want. Not what your parents want. Not what your friends want. What you want: career, finances, health, relationships. Break it down. Don't just say I want more money. Say I want to earn $100,000 a year doing work I love by December 31st. Now that's a goal. Second, write it down. There's something powerful, almost mysterious about writing. It moves the goal from your imagination into reality, from invisible to visible. Don't carry your goals in your head. That's too crowded a place. Put them on paper. Make them real. Third, break it down. Take that big goal and divide it into yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily action steps. You can't climb a mountain in one leap, but one step at a time. You'll get there. Remember, small disciplines lead to big results. Now here's what most people get wrong. They only set goals once a year, usually on January 1st, and forget them by February. That's not discipline. That's tradition. You've got to review your goals daily. That's the secret. Look at them. Speak them out loud. Visualize them. Why? Because repetition builds belief, and belief fuels behavior. Let me tell you something else. You don't get what you want. You get what you pursue. Goals don't work unless you do. That's why your goals must do two things: inspire you, challenge you. If it doesn't get you excited, it's not big enough. And if it doesn't stretch you, it won't change you. You need goals that pull you out of bed in the morning and keep you up studying late at night. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Now a warning, not everyone will understand your goals. That's okay. They weren't given your vision. Don't lower your standards to fit their comfort zone. Your job is to stay clear, stay focused, stay disciplined. Let me wrap this up with a challenge. Take 30 minutes today, not tomorrow, today. Sit down with a notebook, no distractions, and answer these questions. What do I want my life to look like in 1 year, in 5 years? What's one goal I've been avoiding because it scares me? What are 3 action steps I can take this week to get started? Why must I make this happen? Clarity is power, and the discipline of setting clear goals is the first step to taking control of your life. Because once the goal is set, once the target is locked in, you stop wasting time. You stop wandering. You start winning. So don't just let life happen to you. Design it, direct it, discipline it. Set the goal, then go after it, like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. The discipline of time management. Let me tell you something that will either disturb you or inspire you. We all get the same 24 hours. Rich or poor, young or old, CEO or student, it's a level playing field. Time doesn't discriminate. It's what you do with it that makes the difference. Now I meet people all the time who say, Jim, I just don't have time. And you know what I say? That's not true. You do have time, you're just spending it on the wrong things. See, time management is not about clocks and calendars. It's about choices. How you spend your time reveals your priorities. It shows me what you truly value, not what you say you value. Now here's the key. You don't manage time. You manage yourself within time. And that takes discipline. Let me give you a simple truth. Either you run the day or the day runs you. And if you don't decide what to do with your time, someone else will. Your inbox will decide. Your phone will decide. Your distractions will decide. So here's the question. Are you being busy or are you being productive? Because there's a big difference. Busy means you're moving. Productive means you're progressing. It's time to stop being busy and start being effective. Let me walk you through a few practical disciplines that changed my life. 1. Plan your day before it begins. Never start your day until you've finished it. On paper, take 10 minutes each night or first thing in the morning and write it down. What are the top 3 things I must accomplish today? That one habit alone can double your results in half the time. 2. Use a priority list, not a to-do list. You don't need a long list. You need a focused list. Success comes from doing the most important thing first, not the easiest. Remember, what's easy to do is also easy not to do. 3. Protect your prime time. We all have hours in the day when we're sharp, focused, and creative. For some it's early morning, for others it's late at night. Identify those hours and guard them with your life. That's when your best work happens. Don't waste it on low-value tasks. 4. Control the interruptions. Every ping, every buzz, every notification. It's robbing your momentum. You don't need to respond to every message right now. You need to respond to your mission. Turn off distractions. Get back to flow. 5. Say no more often. Every yes to something trivial is a no to something meaningful. Learn the power of the polite decline. Not every opportunity is your assignment. Be ruthless with your time. Why? Because your time is your life. Now let me say something you may not want to hear. If you don't have time for your dreams, it's because your life is filled with distractions and indecision. Period. You can find time. Wake up an hour earlier. Stay up a little later. Skip one episode. Say no to one party. Success doesn't ask for all your time. It just asks for the right time, used wisely. Now here's something profound. Every day is a miniature version of your life. Waste one day, it's easy, but do it every day, and 10 years slip through your fingers. On the other hand, use each day wisely, and you stack victories. You build momentum. You become the kind of person who doesn't just dream, you execute. So here's your challenge. Tonight, before you go to bed, plan tomorrow. Pick your top 3 priorities. Block your most productive time. Eliminate the noise. And most importantly, stick to it. Because how you manage your time will determine how you live your life. And if you want a life of meaning, progress, and purpose, then master the minutes. Honor the hours. Discipline the day. And success will have no choice but to follow. The discipline of lifelong learning. Let me ask you a simple question. If you want to have more, why not become more? Because here's the truth, my friend. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And how do you become more? It starts with the discipline of lifelong learning. Now I know what some people think. Jim, I finished school years ago, and I say wonderful. Now it's time to start your real education. Because here's what formal education will do. It can make you a living. But self-education, that can make you a fortune. The world is changing fast. The rules of the game are shifting. Technology, business, communication, everything's moving. And if you're not learning, you're falling behind. You can't afford to be outdated in an upgraded world. See, the learners will inherit the future, and the learned, they'll find themselves beautifully equipped for a world that no longer exists. So the question is not, do you have a college degree? The question is, what did you learn today that's making you better for tomorrow? Let me give you the secret. Miss a meal if you have to, but not your daily learning, not your reading, not your growth, not your development. Let's talk practical. 1. Read daily. Not social media, not gossip, books, success books, health books, money books, biographies, mindset. Just 10 pages a day. That's 3,650 pages a year. That's about 20 life-changing books. You can't even imagine the person you'll become if you do that consistently. Now some say, Jim, I'm not a reader. Well, become one. You weren't born walking or driving either. Everything is learnable, if you're teachable. 2. Listen to audio programs. Turn your car into a mobile classroom. Instead of just music, feed your mind with mentors, ideas, strategies. You're in the car anyway. Why not grow while you go? 3. Surround yourself with teachers. I don't just mean professors. I mean people who've done what you want to do. Mentors, coaches, professionals. People who stretch your thinking, challenge your habits, and expand your vision. And don't just listen to them. Study them, how they talk, how they move, how they think. Success leaves clues, and smart people follow the trail. 4. Become a note-taker. Write it down. Don't trust your memory, trust your pen. A short pencil is better than a long memory. Capture ideas. Reflect, review. Your notes are the seeds of your future breakthroughs. 5. Apply what you learn. Learning without action is just entertainment. You don't need more information. You need implementation. Learn it, live it, teach it. That's how wisdom grows. Let me give you a warning though. If you don't feed your mind, the world will feed it for you. And let me tell you, the world isn't feeding you excellence. It's feeding you fear, distraction, division. So you've got to fight back with books, ideas, truth, and growth. And here's the payoff. Lifelong learning will make you more valuable. And when you become more valuable to the marketplace, to your relationships, to the world, everything changes. Your income goes up, your confidence grows, your opportunities multiply. So don't stop learning just because school is over. The most successful people I know are still students, still reading, still asking questions, still stretching. Be curious, be hungry, study while others sleep, grow while others coast. Because while most people are entertained, leaders are educated. So here's your challenge. Pick a book tonight and read 10 pages. Subscribe to a podcast or program that builds your mind. Start keeping a notebook of lessons, quotes, and breakthroughs. Learn something today that will serve you tomorrow. Because when you commit to lifelong learning, you won't just earn more, you'll become more. And that's where real success begins. The discipline of health and energy. Let me share a fundamental truth. Your body is the engine. Your mind is the driver. But if the engine fails, it doesn't matter how sharp the driver is. You're going nowhere. And yet, people treat their health like an afterthought. They say, I don't have time for exercise. I'm too busy to eat right. Too busy. Let me ask you, how productive are you going to be flat on your back in a hospital bed? You've got to take care of the only place you have to live. Your body, not next year. Not when the doctor gives you a warning. Today, you see, energy is the fuel of achievement. Without it, even your biggest dreams feel like a burden. But with energy, you can do more. Give more. Live more. Success requires stamina. It requires alertness, clarity, vitality, and that all comes down to one thing. The daily discipline of health. Let's break it down. 1. Move your body every day. You don't have to be a bodybuilder. You don't need a gym membership or six-pack abs. But you do need movement. Walk, stretch, breathe. Motion creates emotion. When your body moves, your mind sharpens, your mood improves, your energy rises. It's not about hours, it's about habit. Just 20-30 minutes a day can change your life. And here's the key. Consistency beats intensity. Better to walk every day than run once a month. 2. Eat like your future depends on it. Because it does. Your body is not a trash can. Stop feeding it junk and expecting high performance. Garbage in, garbage out. Hydrate. Fuel your body with real food. If it came from the earth or had a mother, good. If it came from a box or a factory, rethink it. And remember, you're not eating for taste alone. You're eating for fuel. Discipline your cravings so they don't control your future. 3. Rest is not a luxury. It's a strategy. You can't outwork exhaustion. You don't build greatness on burnout. Sleep is when the body repairs, the mind resets, and the soul breathes. Don't brag about 3 hours of sleep. That's not discipline. That's self-destruction. Learn to rest before you are forced to. Schedule recovery. Honor your sleep like your goals depend on it, because they do. 4. Manage stress before it manages you. Stress is a silent thief. It steals your joy, your focus, your health. Don't ignore it. Don't bury it. Learn to release it. Meditate. Journal. Breathe. Talk to someone. Walk it off. Whatever works for you, but deal with it. Because success is not just achievement, it's peace in the process. Now listen, discipline in your health won't show results overnight. You won't eat a salad today and feel amazing tomorrow. But over time, your body will thank you. Your mind will thank you. Your family will thank you. Because when you feel strong, you show up better. You lead better. You think better. You live better. So don't make health a someday thing. Make it part of your daily success routine. Your mind can only go as far as your body lets it. And if you don't have your health, what do you really have? So here's your challenge. Move your body for 20-30 minutes today. Replace one bad meal with something clean and energizing. Get to bed at a reasonable hour. No excuses. Drink water. Breathe deeper. Smile more. And most importantly, make it a habit. Because the same discipline that builds wealth must also build health. You don't want to reach your goals, only to discover you don't have the strength to enjoy them. Take care of yourself now, so your future doesn't have to pay the price. The discipline of finances. Let me give you one of the most important lessons I ever learned. It's not the amount you earn, it's the amount you keep, manage, and multiply. You can earn $100,000 a year and still be broke. You can earn $30,000 and build wealth. Why? Because wealth is not income. It's discipline. Now, money is not everything, but let's be honest. It affects everything that is. It affects your stress levels. It affects your options. It affects your future, your family, your freedom. So if you want to live well, give well, and sleep well, you've got to master the discipline of finances. Let me ask you, are you the master of your money, or is your money mastering you? Most people don't have a money problem. They have a discipline problem. Let's walk through the fundamentals. Not complicated, not confusing. Just a few simple disciplines. Practiced every day. 1. Track every dollar. Now I know what some people say, Jim, I don't want to track my spending. It stresses me out. And I say, you're not stressed because you track it. You're stressed because you don't. What you don't measure, you can't manage. Your money needs a name, a job, and a plan. Write it down. Every expense, every stream of income. Because the person who tracks their money controls their future. 2. Live below your means. Success is not about how much you make. It's about how much you discipline. Don't buy things you can't afford to impress people who aren't even paying attention. You don't need a new car. You need financial freedom. You don't need another gadget. You need breathing room. Spend less than you earn and invest the difference. That little margin, that discipline, is where wealth begins. 3. Avoid debt like a disease. Now I'm not talking about wise investment debt. I'm talking about the kind of debt that eats your peace, your paycheck, and your possibilities. Credit card debt, impulse debt, borrow now, pay later debt. You can't build a castle on a pile of bills. If you're in debt, make a plan to crush it. Pay it down. Cut the excess. Live lean for a while. Freedom is worth more than the latest trend. 4. Build an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, and the best time to prepare for a storm is before the clouds roll in. Save until you have at least 3 to 6 months of expenses tucked away. It's not just smart, it's security. Because when the unexpected hits, and it will, you want to be ready, not ruined. 5. Invest in your future. Don't just work for money, make money work for you. That's what the wealthy understand. They plant seeds today for a harvest tomorrow. Start small if you must, but start. Invest in retirement, in stocks, in property, in growth. Let your money compound while you sleep. So one day, you don't have to work to eat. 6. Be generous. Now listen closely. This one's powerful. Giving is not losing. Giving is planting. You're saying to the universe, I am not a reservoir. I am a river. Money flows to those who flow it through. Give to your family, your church, a cause, a stranger, not just when you have extra, but as a habit. Generosity trains your heart to live above scarcity. Now don't wait for a raise to start being wise. Discipline starts where you are, with what you have. Because if you can't manage a little, you won't manage a lot. Success with money doesn't come from more, it comes from better habits. So here's your challenge. Write down your income and expenses, every penny. Create a budget that aligns with your goals. Eliminate wasteful spending. Start saving, no matter how small. And most importantly, stay consistent. Because money is not emotional, it's mathematical. And if you apply a few simple disciplines, over time, your finances will go from burden to blessing. Master your money, or it will master you. Choose discipline. Choose freedom. Choose wealth. The discipline of associations. Let me give you one of the most life-altering lessons I ever learned. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Not the 5 people you admire, not the 5 people you follow on social media, the 5 you associate with, daily, regularly, intimately. If you want to know where your life is going, look around, look at your circle, look at your conversations, look at the influence you're under every single day. Why? Because environment is stronger than willpower. You may have all the dreams in the world, but if you're surrounded by small thinkers, excuse makers, and energy drainers, those dreams won't stand a chance. So here's the law of associations. Who you spend time with is who you become. Period. You see, association is a discipline. It's not passive. It's not accidental. It's intentional, strategic, purpose-driven. Now, I'm not saying you cut people out of your life with no heart, but I am saying this. If you want to change your life, you've got to change your environment. Because your circle can either push you forward or pull you back. Let me give you 3 categories of associations. 1. Disassociate. That's right. Some relationships need to end, not out of anger, not out of judgment. out of alignment. If someone is toxic, if they constantly complain, gossip, quit, doubt, drag you down, that's not a friend. That's a weight. And if you don't cut the cord, they'll cost you your future. You don't have to make a scene, you just have to make a decision, because your destiny is more important than their dysfunction. 2. Limit association. There are some people you can't avoid, but you can manage. Family, co-workers, old friends, they may not be going where you're going. That's okay. You don't have to cut them off completely, but you must limit their influence. Don't give your energy, your attention, your time to people who drain your drive. Learn to love them from a distance. 3. Expand association. This is the most powerful one. Seek out people who live the life you want. Winners, doers, thinkers, builders, people who challenge you, sharpen you, and stretch you. People who speak growth, not gossip, vision, not victimhood, standards, not shortcuts. Find mentors, join mastermind groups, read books by great thinkers, follow leaders of character and competence. If you can't meet them in person, meet them on paper, because here's the truth. You rise to the level of your surroundings. Put yourself in the room, and the room will elevate you. Now listen, your circle won't always clap for your growth. In fact, the moment you get serious about your future, you may lose some people who are only comfortable with your past. Let them go. Growth comes with goodbyes. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Your job is not to keep everyone happy. It's to stay faithful to your calling, to your mission, to your discipline. So here's your challenge. Take inventory of your associations. Who lifts you up? Who drags you down? Who speaks life? Who plants doubt? Who makes you better? Who keeps you small? Now adjust accordingly. Cut what must be cut. Limit what must be limited. And pursue the people who pull the greatness out of you. Because at the end of the day, your future is too important to leave in the hands of average company. Choose your circle with discipline, and your destiny will follow. The discipline of communication. Let me tell you something. Most people overlook. Your words can build a life or destroy it. They can open doors or close them. They can inspire someone to move mountains or crush their spirit with one sentence. That's why today's lesson is so critical. The discipline of communication. Now listen, success is not just about what you know. It's about how well you can communicate what you know, with clarity, with intention, with purpose. You may have brilliant ideas, but if you can't express them, they're stuck inside you. And the world doesn't reward hidden brilliance. It rewards visible value communicated clearly. Let me break it down into the disciplines of powerful communication. 1. Speak with clarity. Don't ramble. Don't talk in circles. Get to the point. Say it straight. Clarity builds trust. People don't follow confusion. They follow conviction. Learn to say what you mean, and mean what you say. Don't hide behind big words or fluff. Be understood, not impressive. And remember, how you say it matters just as much as what you say. Your tone, your posture, your timing, all part of communication. Don't just speak, connect. 2. Listen to understand, not just to reply. Most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to talk. But real communicators know, listening is a superpower. Ask questions. Lean in. Repeat what they said before you respond. Let people feel heard, and they'll open the door to influence. Because here's the truth. People won't remember every word you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. 3. Use words that build. Don't just correct, encourage. Don't just instruct, inspire. Don't just talk about problems. Speak possibilities. Your spouse needs uplifting words. Your children need confidence spoken over them. Your team needs belief. And you need to speak life into your own future. Be the kind of communicator whose words make people stand taller, think bigger, and believe deeper. 4. Practice difficult conversations. Don't avoid the hard stuff. Success requires courage and courageous conversations. Whether it's business, family, or friendships, you've got to say the tough things with grace and truth. Speak early. Speak kindly. Speak directly. Clear is kind. Vague is dangerous. When you delay a difficult conversation, the problem doesn't go away, it grows. So speak up. Respectfully. Honestly, that's the discipline of a leader. 5. Refine your communication daily. Just like your body, your voice needs training. Your vocabulary can grow. Your tone can improve. Your confidence can strengthen. Read more. Speak more. Record yourself. Rehearse your message. Don't wing important conversations. Prepare for them. And don't just practice in public. Practice in private. Because every powerful speaker started as an awkward one. And here's something personal. Watch how you talk to yourself, because your most important conversations aren't with others. They're with you. What are you telling yourself when you wake up, when you fail, when you doubt? Is it empowering or defeating? Discipline your self-talk. Speak to yourself like someone you love, someone you lead, someone you're counting on, because you are. So here's your challenge. Pause before you speak. Choose clarity over chaos. Listen more than you talk today. Hear beyond the words. Speak life, not just facts. Encourage someone. Empower someone. Face the tough conversation you've been avoiding, and monitor your self-talk, because you're always listening. Because in the end, success is not just about doing, it's about expressing. And when your words are aligned with your values, when your speech reflects your strength, when your tone carries your truth, people will listen, doors will open, and your influence will multiply. Communicate with discipline, and your words will shape a life worth living. The discipline of review and adjustment. Let me give you a lesson that changed the direction of my life. You can't improve what you don't review, and you can't correct what you're not willing to confront. Success is not just about action, it's about adjustment. It's about taking the time to stop, reflect, and ask, is what I'm doing working? Now I know what you might be thinking. Jim, I'm too busy to slow down and reflect. But let me tell you something. If you're too busy to review, you're too busy to succeed. Because here's what I've learned. Activity doesn't equal progress. You can run in circles all day and end up nowhere. So what do the successful do? They stop, they look, they measure, they adjust. That's the discipline of review. 1. Review your day. Every night, ask yourself, what did I do well today? What could I have done better? What distracted me? What moved me forward? Did my actions match my priorities? Don't just go to bed. Go to bed with insight. A few minutes of reflection each night will make your tomorrow twice as powerful. 2. Review your goals. Remember what we said back in chapter 2. You've got to look at your goals often. But now, take it deeper. Ask, am I getting closer or drifting? Is this goal still meaningful to me? Do I need to adjust my strategy or recommit to the plan? Don't be afraid to pivot. Flexibility is not weakness. It's wisdom. You don't change your destination, but you can change your route. 3. Review your habits. Here's a big one. Are your daily habits aligned with your desired future? If not, don't just hope it gets better. Adjust. You don't have to overhaul your whole life overnight. Just catch one bad habit, replace it with a better one, and start there. That's how transformation begins. 4. Review your relationships. Who are you spending time with? Are they fueling your growth or feeding your excuses? You don't just grow by who you add to your life. You grow by who you review. Relationships need regular audits, because influence is subtle, but powerful. The wrong voice can delay the right future. 5. Review your attitude. Now this one's personal. Ask yourself, have I been grateful or entitled? Have I been open-minded or defensive? Have I been solution-focused or stuck in problems? Sometimes the biggest adjustments aren't external, they're internal. And the best leaders, they course correct fast. The moment they notice drift, they adjust. Now let me give you a warning. Review without adjustment is just regret in disguise. It's not enough to notice what's wrong. You've got to change it. See, the best performers in the world, athletes, entrepreneurs, speakers, they all review. They watch the game tape. They study their moves. They celebrate the wins. And they correct the losses. Why shouldn't you? So here's your challenge. Tonight, set aside 10 quiet minutes. No distractions. Review your day, your actions, your emotions. Look at your goals. Are they guiding your decisions? Identify one habit to shift, one decision to improve, one relationship to strengthen or release. Then, most importantly, make the adjustment. Because life rewards those who refine, not those who get it perfect the first time, but those who are willing to fix it along the way. Discipline is not just doing, it's evaluating. And the power is not just in the motion, it's in the correction. So remember, success is not a straight line. It's a series of reviews and readjustments. And if you stay honest with yourself, you won't just stay in motion, you'll stay on track. The discipline of daily action. Let me tell you something that separates the successful from the stuck. It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not even motivation. It's one thing, the discipline of daily action. See, everyone wants success, but very few people want the daily discipline that success requires. Now, I love good ideas. I love vision boards and strategy sessions. But let me be clear, ideas don't build your future. Actions do. Consistent, focused, daily action. You've heard the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's not 7 apples on Sunday. It's 1 a day. That's the point. Success isn't about what you do occasionally. It's about what you do consistently. One action creates clarity. Some people say, Jim, I'm not ready. I need to think it through. I need more time. No, you need to move. You don't wait for clarity. You create it by taking action. You don't find out what works by standing still. You find out by trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again. Motion beats meditation. Every single time. 2, discipline is doing it, even when you don't feel like it. Now this is big. If you only take action when you're in the mood, you'll live a life of missed potential. Let me tell you something powerful. Discipline is stronger than emotion. Motivation fades. Feelings change. But discipline says, I made a commitment, and I'm doing it anyway. Every day you show up when you don't feel like it. You build strength. You build character. You build momentum. 3, small steps lead to big breakthroughs. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for a big opportunity. Start small, but start now. Write 1 paragraph. Make 1 phone call. Walk 10 minutes. Read 5 pages. Track your spending today, not next month. Because small steps repeated daily turn into unstoppable progress. 4, action compounds over time. Most people quit too early. They take action for a week, don't see results, and give up. But success doesn't work on your schedule. It works on the law of compounding. You may not see much change after 10 days, but keep going for 100 days, for 1,000, and your life will look nothing like it does now. Don't judge your progress too soon. Don't stop before the payoff. Discipline yourself to stay in motion, especially when it's boring. 5, decide once, act daily. The secret to sustained action is to make a decision once, then stop debating it every day. Don't ask yourself, should I work out today? No, decide once. I'm the kind of person who takes care of their body, then act like it. Daily. Make success automatic by removing the daily debate. Your future is hidden in your daily routine. 6, track it. Celebrate it. Keep going. Measure your actions. Track your progress. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Why? Because what gets measured gets improved, and what gets celebrated gets repeated. Every check mark, every journal entry, every completed task, it's a brick in the foundation of your future. Now here's the warning. If you don't take control of your day, it will be stolen by distractions, by delays, by excuses. But when you take daily action, you reclaim your time, you reclaim your power, you become unshakable. So here's your challenge. Choose 1 goal you care about. Break it into small daily actions. Set a time. Set a reminder. Take the step every single day. No matter how small, track it, review it, repeat it. Because in the end, success is not about luck or magic. It's about motion. Discipline, determined. Daily motion. So don't wait for permission. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait for inspiration. Don't wait, period. Start, move, act. Today. Because the future you want is not built by what you think or feel. It's built by what you do. Stack the disciplines. Change your life. Well, my friend, you've made it through the journey. 10 disciplines, 10 life principles, 10 small hinges that can swing the big doors of your future. And now comes the most important part. Application. Let me remind you of something simple, yet powerful. Success is not one big leap. It's not one lucky break. It's not one perfect decision. It is a few simple disciplines. Practiced every day. Discipline in your thinking. Discipline in your goals. In your time. In your health. In your money. In your relationships. In your words. Your habits. Your reviews. And your actions. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be consistent. You see, the power is in the stacking. One discipline by itself, helpful. But when you begin to stack them, that's when you change the trajectory of your life. Let me paint you a picture. Discipline in thought sharpens your direction. Discipline in goals clarifies your focus. Discipline in time multiplies your productivity. Discipline in health increases your energy. Discipline in finances brings you peace. Discipline in relationships raises your standards. Discipline in speech builds your influence. Discipline in review improves your aim. And discipline in action. That's what turns the whole engine on. Stacked together, these disciplines form a lifestyle, a rhythm, a system of success you can live by. Now listen carefully. You don't have to change everything today, but you do have to start. Pick one discipline, one area where you've let things slide, one habit you know you need to adopt. And begin there, because once you master one discipline, just one, it becomes easier to master the next, and then the next, and then the next. And before you know it, you're no longer the same person. You've become someone with vision, with order, with momentum, someone you're proud of, someone others look up to. So here's your final challenge. Choose one discipline to begin today. Commit to it for the next 30 days. Review it, track it, refine it, then add the next one. And keep stacking until the life you dreamed of becomes the life you wake up to, because that's how it works. Not by accident, not by wishing, but by stacking simple disciplines, day by day, until they shape your destiny. Let me leave you with this. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day, while failure is simply a few errors in judgment, repeated every day. Choose the disciplines, stack them, stay with them, and watch your life transform. This is your time. This is your turn. Now go build it, one discipline at a time.